Back to a very simple analogy that I use of a camera. Imagine that we're all cameras and we don't understand what we're here for. We don't understand what a camera is. We're just looking at ourselves in the mirror and look how shiny we are. It's kind of a silly example. But imagine the one camera that figured out what it was. Hey guys, I'm a camera. And this is what I do. And this is what I can do. And you know what? Every single one of you are. This is what you are. This is what you can do. That's simply what we're talking about. And when the camera realizes that it's a camera, it's a silly example, I understand. But if a camera realizes what it is, it's like a car realizing that it's a car. That's what we're talking about. Would it not want to go and tell every single other car, you're a car? That's what you were made for. Not to sit in the garage and look shiny. Let me show you, you can drive. This is what human potential we're talking about. Guru Nanak and the spiritual masters, and remember, we have spiritual masters from all traditions here. They're all here saying exactly the same thing. The message is the same. From anyone who's understood what they are, they've come back to the world and said, hey guys, do you understand? You are the entire universe. The entire universe, and you are the same thing. So it gives you a perspective in life. It gives you a way of understanding. Actually, the material world that I'm running after, me just running after my house and wealth and family, that's irrelevant. I'm actually part of something much bigger. So this is what we're talking about. And if you get that understanding, and it's not our achievement that we understand that, somebody has to give us that understanding. Somebody has to switch that light bulb on and show us. This is the grace that we're talking about. So it doesn't matter what reputation you have in the world, if you don't have this understanding, if you don't get that moment of grace, that somebody, someone, something, the universe allows you to know this information. If that doesn't happen, then nobody cares about you. Nobody really asks about you. No one is really your friend. No one is really your relative. Yeah, Gurbani uses a very sharp, harsh analogies and reminders and shows you. It uses the analogy that the wife loves the husband so dearly that the moment the husband passes away, the wife says, get rid of this dead body. I don't want this dead body in my house. Where's the generations and decades of love? Where's that gone? The moment you become a corpse, everybody in your family says, yeah, that's a dead body. We need to get rid of that. Yeah? So it just goes to show that people love you for what they think you are, what you can do for them. How do you mutually benefit them? And unless you get this real understanding in life, those are not the things that we're going to be running after. So we're talking about a spiritual success here. And this spiritual success, this understanding, is completely dependent on hukum, on divine will, divine grace. It's not your achievement. If the universe doesn't come to awaken you, if your vision, the way that you look at life doesn't change, if it remains lost within the maya, lost within the material, within the illusion, then you've lost the game. So even if you're very famous, ultimately your status gets reduced to a nobody, someone of no importance. No one really cares for you. So it's just giving us a bit of perspective in life that if you're going to run after your everyday desires, those desires aren't going to come to an end. Don't think that you're going to get to a point, yeah? Because there are people who've lived long and say, this is not long enough. I'm going to hold my breath until I can live for hundreds or 200 or 300 years. I'm going to elongate my lifespan. So even life, you don't think that you'll get to a point when you say, you know what, yeah, I've lived long enough, yeah, that's fine. Yeah? If you're constantly chasing after something like, I want a long life, I want good health, yeah? Now, let's look at what we're doing today. How many times do you go to the Gurdwara and you hear at the front, people standing and doing ardas for lambi umar. Why? Why? Because you're still connected to the body. You're still attached to the body. When someone young is born, we ask for lambi umar, long life. Yeah? Mata pita di agya. Listen to what your parents are saying. We don't ask for the right things. We don't ask for the parents to also follow the Guru. We just focus on the children. Oh yeah, let them have a long life. Let them listen to their parents. Why don't we ask for these things? Why don't we ask for gyan, for knowledge, for spiritual wisdom, for awakening? We never do an ardas to say, let me break away from the illusion of Maya. You never hear that ardas. Yeah? We're standing in front of the deliverer of spiritual wisdom asking for material things. Long life, success, career. And we're doing it as a group. Nobody's challenging. Nobody's saying, you know what, this is not what the Guru is talking about. Imagine Guru Nanak Dev Ji giving a whole lecture on this, and then at the end you stand up and you ask for long life. Or a car, or material wealth. And then one by one we name everyone who's given the Gurudwara a bit of money. Material again. Why? So that we can use that money to make a nice bigger building, an extension. When the Guru has just given you a lecture on how this is not what we're talking about. Shameful, isn't it? We're all doing it, right? But let's listen to what the Guru is saying. What happens in the Gurudwara isn't what the Guru is saying. The Guru has one message. That's what we need to focus on. When you understand what the Guru is saying, then you can understand what people are doing, what's right and what's wrong. What's the Guru's mat and what is society's mat. Yeah? Sangat mat. That's what we're following these days. Then you can ask the question, are they really Sangat? Or are they just community? Because there's a difference. Sangat means Sang. Sang means united. Sangat means the people who are united with this message, who are at one with this message. If you are in their company, you're in the company of true Sangat. The people who are united with this message, the true message. Not just everybody who sits in the darbar. That's not Sangat. Because Bani says, which Sangat har prabh vasai jiyo? The divine exists within the Sangat. But does it exist within all the people who are sitting there thinking about their material world? Or does it exist within the ones who are connected with this message? The divine is in the people who are connected with the divine message. Makes perfect sense. Yeah? Which Sangat? Har prabh vasai jiyo. That divine exists within the people who are connected with that divine. So who are we running after? Who are we praising? Who are the people that we're following? Yeah? Are we following the people who is Nama Khanda Vich Janiya, the very famous, very well spoken, the ones who are very convincing with their arguments? Yeah? The one who everyone follows? Yeah? Everyone says, oh, this guy's great, follow him, he's fantastic. Listen to what he says. Yeah? Changa na aur khai ke, who's got a really good reputation. Everyone praises him. Everyone knows him. Are we following these people? Or are we following the Guru's way? Question to ask ourselves. Yeah? Where is our source of authority? Where does the buck stop? It stops with the Guru itself, with the wisdom of the Guru. Jetis nadar na avai, ta vaat na puchhe ke. In the end, nobody is going to care about you if you don't get this understanding. Kita andar keet kar. Now it's really rubbing salt into the wound. It's really putting you in your place if you think that your life is all about long life, good reputation, good name for yourself, praise, getting respect and honor from other people. You become insects amongst insects. Kita andar keet kar. Andar means within insects, you're an insect among insects. Kita andar keet kar. You become so insignificant in life. We said right at the beginning that Guru Nanak Dev Ji, if we are a fortress, if we are the house, Guru Nanak is the sledgehammer. Sometimes it's very loving, sometimes it's tough love. It is always loving, but there's just different angles to it. Because what is the purpose of every single Shabad? Every single verse is complete in its own right. And within every single verse, that truth exists. But if you don't understand it from verse 1, in verse 2 it tries a different angle, verse 3 a different angle. At every angle, sometimes it says, right, you're not listening, come here. And you just get a gentle tap on the back. It instills a kind of, it brings you back in line. It's like, okay, I'm really not paying attention here. Yeah, it's just a harsh reminder. Yeah? Kita andar keet kar. So, is Guru Nanak being a little bit too extreme here? Is he? Why should somebody who's just lived a good life and earned an honest reputation? Why should they become insects amongst insects? The ones who have reached sort of material success, let's talk about. Well, for me, the way I translate this, the way I understand this is, I think it really depends on how do you get that success? And with that success, where is your state of ego? Because if within the success, you say, I've got a really long life, I've got a really good reputation, everyone in the world knows me, everyone follows me, everyone sings my praises. Yeah? Then to me, at that point, there's a lot of ego that comes with that. This is not talking about the very humble people here. This is talking about the very proud, very well respected, the ones who are widely followed. So, how do you get there? Do you get there in humility or do you get there in ego? And a lot of the time, if we look at even material success, the richest of the rich have only got there through exploitation. In some way or the other, they have to exploit others, so their success is based on the failures of others. So again, what is the route that they've taken to get there? So Guru Nanak Dev Ji here is outlining that true greatness isn't with those people who've got the greatest reputation in the world. True greatness is by ones who've completely dissolved themselves of their self-identity, of their ego. That's true greatness, not material success. And in a way, it's also being harsh as a harsh reminder to say, all of this material success, that's actually going to cause you suffering in the end. Because it's not going to go with you. No matter how long your life is, it's still going to end at some point. So why are you holding on to long life when eventually the long life itself will come to an end? Even if you have an amazing reputation, eventually that will come to an end. Eventually that won't be forever. So Guruji is just giving you a very harsh reminder and saying, look, this is not where it's at. If you think that this is what's important, eventually you will return back into the earth. You are going to die and you're just going to become dirt amongst the insects. When we die, we all just merge back into earth. And what do we find in the earth? Just insects running around, yeah, crawling all over our bodies. You become insects, you become food for the insects. Kita andar keet kar. You become nothing. Dosi dharay. Dosi means a doshi, a sinner. Dos means to be punished. Dharay, brought. As a sinner, they are punished. Now, this is a line that needs to be taken with this understanding that we've been getting so far. We're not talking about an afterlife. We're not talking about a heaven or a hell. We're not talking about a vengeful, wrathful God who looks at your life and says, you've not done good in your life, I'm going to punish you. We don't have any of these such concepts. Dosi dharay is talking about if you focus on the things that elevate your ego, that alone will punish you. Your ego alone will hurt you. Eventually, that which you thought brought you pleasure will bring you suffering. And that suffering will be so bad that in the end you might ask the question, why am I being punished? How often do we hear that? I'm a good person. I've lived an honest life. I've never harmed anyone. Why, God, are you punishing me? It's not God who's punishing you. It's not the universe who's punishing you. It's your own misunderstanding. Your own way of living will reduce you to ashes, to dirt, to insects, and that alone will reduce you to be punished. Not punished by some dualistic external God, some master or something. We're not talking about that. You are the cause of your own punishment. Remember, we've talked about the 4 jugs. And the jug that we're in is Kal Jug. And we've already understood that Kal Jug is self-inflicted. The age of darkness that we talk about isn't like a prison that we're in. It's self-inflicted. And within that Kal Jug, you will remain in that Kal Jug, dosi dharay. And within that, within Kal Jug, we're all sinners. Why? Because we're in a state of darkness.